Hello and welcome to Discover Your Purpose TV. I'm Annette Piper, your host, and I'm CEO and founder of Vision to Reality Training, which is a training company I created to help awaken you from the inside out and help you achieve those outer results. I've been getting a lot of questions lately from people. I tend to be a guest blogger on many blogs, and I answer a lot of questions on Yahoo and Quora, and I've been getting a lot of questions lately on how do I raise my self-confidence and self-esteem. Well, self-esteem and self-confidence are an inside job. It's really hard to get that from an outside source. You can learn tips and tools on how to help you raise your self-confidence, but really it's an inside job. No one can make you raise your self-confidence. No one can do the work for you. You have to do the work yourself. And so there's a couple of things that you can do to raise your confidence and raise your self-esteem. The first thing you could do is start looking for areas that you do succeed or that you do something well. It could be something as simple as cooking a good meal or having a great recipe that you created. You may be a good gardener. You may love to volunteer your time and help other people out. So begin looking for those small things that you do really well and start building reference points to those. Also, look at your core characteristics and traits. It can even be physical traits. I have pretty eyes, or I have a nice smile, or it could be something like I treat other people with kindness. I show gratitude all the time. So those are also areas that can help us build our self-confidence and self-esteem and start building those reference points, which are like roots that go down in the ground. The more roots we have, the more stable we are in those beliefs and self-confidence in ourselves. So begin to log, and it's almost like a bank account. So you start to deposit these things in your bank account. And so with a bank account that small deposits made over a period of time, that bank account begins to grow. So it's the same thing with your self-esteem and your self-confidence. Those small deposits, those small little things that you do well and that you give yourself credit for, which is the distinction there, is you've got to give yourself credit for them. Those start to build over time and start to build those references or start to build that self-esteem or self-confidence bank account for you to pull from when your energy is depleted, when your self-confidence is a little bit lacking or your self-esteem is lacking. Then you can go into that bank account and begin pulling from there. Something that I created years ago was I am enough jar, which is like a little bank account. So what I did is I took a little jar, and I just painted little flowers on it. It's real cute. And then at the very top, I painted on, "You are enough." And so what I would do is I would write on little slips of paper things that I did very well and that made me feel like I was enough, and I would deposit those in the jar. And then every time I was feeling a little bit less than, I would open up the jar and I would read those little slips of paper. Now, I hang on to this jar because I knew it was going to come in handy someday, but I don't use it anymore because I have built those references now that I don't need to use the jar. But that jar was such a powerful system that I created and put into place to help me begin to build my confidence and my self-esteem, because I haven't always been as confident as I am now. I haven't always had really high self-esteem that I have now. I had to work at it. I felt pretty beaten down in my early years, and I didn't know how to find that. And this jar system was one of those things that really helped me to up level and create that self-esteem that I needed to be doing what I'm doing today, which is helping other people build their self-esteem and their self-confidence and get the results that they're looking for in their life. So that's one tool that you can use to build your self-confidence. Another thing that you could do is ask your friends and your family, what do you love about me? What do you see in me that is really positive and that you view as an asset? Let other people build you up. When people believe in us much more than we believe in ourselves. And so if we can start drawing on their belief in us, we can start to build the self-confidence and self-esteem muscles that we need. And it is like building a muscle. It's your success muscles. And you have to continue working those. You can't just plug something in and think it's going to grow. You've got to keep working it. You've got to keep plugging more and more and more stuff into that. And so try those tools to help you build your confidence and self-esteem. There's also an NLP process called your circle of excellence, and I've kind of worked with it a little bit and manipulated it to fit what I was doing. And so I call it your soul power success circle. And so in the soul power success circle, you start thinking back to those times that you were very self-confident, the times that you had high self-esteem. And if you can't think of those times, then think of someone that you know that has that level of self-esteem and that level of self-confidence that you want, and start building from their muscles and from their actions. And that's what's wonderful about NLP is it doesn't necessarily have to be your stuff. You can tap into other people's successes and start creating new neural pathways by modeling what they're doing. And so with the Soul Power Success Circle, you stand in one place and you pick out a spot on the floor in front of you, and then you think of a resource that you would like to have. So confidence or self-esteem or worthiness, and then think of a time when you felt that level of confidence. And it may be a small incident. It may be back to your childhood. Or, like I said, if you can't find that on your own, borrow it from someone else. Who else do you know that has that kind of confidence that you want? And then what you do is when you can bring that confidence into you and feel that feeling inside your body of what it feels like to be confident, then you step into your soul power success circle and just breathe it in and let it flow all through your body. And then when you have the feeling complete in that circle, then you step out of that circle and you ask yourself, what other resource do I need to have the level of self-confidence and self-esteem or get the results that I'm looking for? And then you think of a time when you had that, or you think of someone who has that, and you step into the circle. I mean, you can use the wisdom and self-confidence of Jesus the Christ. You can use the wisdom and self-confidence of Martin Luther King Jr. It doesn't even have to be anybody that's alive right now, or anyone that you personally knew. If you know and can tap into the feeling in your body of having that level of confidence, that's all you need. And then you step that into your circle and then bring that feeling fully and completely into your body in that space. And then once you have all the resources that you feel you need for that soul power success circle, then think of a color that might represent that circle, or a sound or a taste or a smell that can help anchor that into your neurology. So a certain color might be effective, maybe colors of the rainbow. There's no right or wrong. It's up to you. It's what's going to connect you and anchor you to those resources, to that success circle. So give that a try. And if you want to learn more about using NLP to create greater success and self-confidence, then be sure that you contact me. You can email me at info at AnnettePiper.com. And then, of course, I want to help you connect with your purpose and your passion and get profits in your business. So be sure that you get your complimentary audio download on the 3 key steps to get profits in your business and really connect with your purpose. And you can get that at www.purpose2passion2profits.com. And that's my gift to you. And also, I'd love to share some more NLP with you. And I'll be doing a little bit more NLP on some of these videos on Discover Your Purpose TV. So stay tuned. Visit purpose2passion2profit.com. Email me at info@AnnettePiper.com if you'd like to learn more about building your self-confidence and self-esteem through NLP. And I look forward to our next video conversation on next week's episode of Discover Your Purpose TV. Until then, be amazing. Namaste.